Chapter 6: Following the Money. HeyMax has never published a revenue breakdown, so what follows is my model. I'll show you the working. There are 8 ways this company makes money, and I want to walk through them because one of them is almost completely undiscussed, and it might be the most interesting. Number 1, and the biggest, affiliate commissions. Merchants pay HeyMax a cut of tracked sales. Industry median across the big affiliate networks is about 8.4%, but travel runs lower, marketplaces run lower, and the networks take a 20 to 30% override off the top. I model HeyMax's realized blended rate at 4.6% of routed spending. And here's a nice validation of that. HeyMax disclosed $200 million of cumulative transaction volume in May 2025 and $6 million of annualized revenue. If most of that volume happened in the trailing year, which it did, because they said volume grew 15 times, then 6 divided by roughly 130 is 4.6%. My model reproduces their disclosed numbers from the bottom up. That's about as good a cross-check as you get from outside a company. Number 2, business-to-business miles issuance. A bank or a fintech or a retailer buys max miles wholesale to give to its own customers. SingSaver does this. Tenity, who are also an investor, does this for its own staff. And this is where the economics get genuinely different, so stay with me for one paragraph. In the affiliate business, the merchant sets the commission and HeyMax takes what it's given. HeyMax is a price asterisk taker. In the B2B business, HeyMax names the price of a mile. The customer's alternative is to go and negotiate with 30 airlines themselves. HeyMax is a price setter asterisk. That distinction is the single most important economic fact in this entire analysis, and I'll come back to it when we talk about strategy. Number 3, and this is the one nobody talks about, credit card lead generation. Every single merchant page on HeyMax renders a best card to use module covering 17 different card issuers: American Express, Citi, DBS, HSBC, OCBC, Standard Chartered, UOB, and 11 others. In Singapore, a funded credit card application referral is worth somewhere between $100 and $350. If HeyMax drives even 500 successful applications a month at an average of $180, that's over $1 million Singapore dollars a year at essentially 100% gross margin. Which puts HeyMax in the same revenue pool as SingSaver and MoneySmart, while SingSaver is simultaneously one of its B2B customers. That's an awkward and rather interesting position, and HeyMax undersells it dramatically in its own storytelling. The other 5 streams: the spread on redemptions, HeyMax first fees, campaign and media fees, corporate employee benefits, and latent, unmonetized, and a privacy minefield, the data. Put it together and here's my estimated mix for 2026 on a $14 million revenue base. Affiliate, 58%, B2B issuance, 19%, card referrals, 8%, redemption spread, 5%, HeyMax first, 4%, campaign fees, 4%, everything else, 2%. And now I can state the structural problem with this company in one sentence. 58% of the revenue comes from the least defensible, most price-taking, most cyclically exposed stream in the business. And the 2 streams where HeyMax actually has pricing power, B2B issuance and card referrals, are 27% combined. Getting that combined number above 50% is, in my assessment, more important than user growth, more important than market expansion, and more important than anything on the product roadmap. Now let me show you the profit and loss, because there's a wrinkle in it that I think is the most valuable thing in this whole analysis. For 2026, I model $14 million of revenue. The cost of rewards, the accrued cost of every mile issued this year, comes to $6.3 million. That's 45% of revenue, and it's by far the largest line. Add fulfillment and partner fees, and you get to a gross profit of about 7.2 million, which is 51%. Then operating costs. People 3.9 million, 30 people going to 45. Marketing 1.4, technology 0.6, general and administrative 1.3, market expansion 1.2, total operating expenses 8.4 million. Which gives you EBITDA of negative 1.2 million. But and here's the wrinkle, that's on an accrual basis, where you book the cost of a mile when you issue it. If instead you book the cost when the mile is actually redeemed, the cash view, then this year's reward cost is only about 2.5 million, because only around 30% of miles get redeemed in year. And on that basis, EBITDA is positive 2.6 million. Same company, same year, same facts. One version says HeyMax is comfortably profitable, the other says it's losing money and building an obligation. The difference is $3.8 million, 27% of revenue. Now which one is right? Accounting standards are unambiguous here. Under IFRS 15, a loyalty point is what's called a material right granted to the customer. You have to allocate consideration to it and defer that until redemption or expiry. It's why every airline in the world reports a line called loyalty program liability in its accounts. Which means the moment HeyMax gets audited for a Series B, the accrual view is the one that appears. A founder narrative built on the cash view is going to meet a diligence process built on the accrual view. That's not a catastrophe. Every loyalty business lives with this. It's only a catastrophe if it's a surprise.